The war was finally over. Marcus Chen stood in the ruins of the Zerati capital, watching smoke rise from the crystal towers that once touched the sky. His armor was covered in dust and dried blood. His hands shook from exhaustion. 23 months of fighting, and it was done. "Sergeant Chen," Captain Rodriguez called out. "You've been summoned to the command tent. Something about your war prize." Marcus frowned. War prize? He had not asked for anything. He just wanted to go home, sleep in a real bed, and forget the things he had seen. The command tent was full of officers celebrating. They stopped talking when Marcus entered. General Hawkins smiled at him, which made Marcus nervous. The general never smiled. "Sergeant Chen, you fought with exceptional bravery," Hawkins said. "Your squad took the palace gates. Because of this, you are entitled to select a war prize according to the treaty terms." "Sir, I don't need anything," Marcus said. "Just my discharge papers." "It's already been decided," Hawkins replied. "Per Zerati custom and our treaty, you are awarded the highest prize. Princess Valara, daughter of Emperor Thazak." Marcus felt his stomach drop. "Sir, I can't accept a person as a prize." "That's not right. It's done, Sergeant," the Zerati insisted. "Refusing would be an insult that could restart hostilities. She's being brought here now." Two soldiers dragged a woman into the tent. She was tall, taller than Marcus, with skin that looked like blue crystal catching light. Her eyes glowed with a soft purple color, but there was nothing soft about the hate in them. Silver chains bound her wrists and ankles. Her royal clothes were torn and dirty. "This is Princess Valara," Hawkins said. "She's yours now. Do with her as you wish, within reason. She must remain in your custody as per the treaty terms." Marcus stared at the general. "You can't be serious." "Dismissed, Sergeant. Take your prize and go." The soldiers pushed Valara toward Marcus. She stumbled, but caught herself, never breaking eye contact with him. If looks could kill, Marcus would be dead. He was assigned temporary quarters in a damaged building near the palace. The soldiers left Valara in the middle of the room and closed the door. She stood there, chains rattling, staring at him with pure fury. "So human," she said in perfect English, her voice cold as ice. "What will you do now? Beat me? Humiliate me? That is what conquerors do, yes?" Marcus set down his rifle and removed his helmet. "I'm going to take those chains off you." She blinked, surprised. "What, the chains? They look uncomfortable." Marcus approached slowly, hands visible. She tensed like a cornered animal. "I'm not going to hurt you. Just want to remove them." "Why?" Suspicion filled her voice. "Because they're wrong. You're not an animal." Marcus carefully unlocked the chains with the key the soldiers had given him. The metal fell to the floor with a heavy clang. Valara rubbed her wrists, staring at him like he was a puzzle she could not solve. "There's a bathroom through that door," Marcus said, pointing. "Water still works. There's some ration packs if you're hungry." "I know they're not great, but it's what I have." "You are strange," Valara said slowly. "Why are you being kind?" "I'm not being kind. I'm being decent. There's a difference." Marcus sat down heavily on a broken chair. "I didn't ask for this. I didn't want you as a prize. I don't want anyone as a prize. Apparently refusing would start the war again, so here we are." Valara studied him for a long moment. Then she walked to the bathroom and slammed the door. Marcus leaned back and closed his eyes. He was so tired. Tired of fighting, tired of death, tired of this war that made no sense. The Zerati started it by attacking human colonies, and now they were defeated. And somehow, he had become a slave owner, which made him sick to think about. That night, Marcus woke to the sound of the window being forced open. Valara was trying to climb out. He sat up slowly. "That's a 3-story drop," he said quietly. "You'll break something." She froze, half out the window. "I would rather break my legs than stay here." "Not stopping you," Marcus said. "But if you leave, they'll hunt you down. The treaty says you have to stay in my custody. If you escape, they'll think I helped you, and that breaks the treaty. People will die. Maybe the war starts again." Valara pulled herself back inside, breathing hard. "So I am truly a prisoner." "We both are." Marcus stood up and walked to the window, looking out at the ruined city. "I didn't want this war. I was a mechanic before they drafted me. I fixed cars and trucks. Now I've killed more people than I can count, and I don't even know why we're really fighting. Because your kind wanted our territory, Valara said bitterly. No, because your father's ships attacked our colonies first. Killed thousands of civilians. Marcus turned to face her. But I'm sure he told you we attacked first, right? That's what leaders do. They lie to make soldiers willing to die. Valara's expression flickered with doubt. My father said humans were expanding too close to our borders. Maybe we were. Maybe he was right to be worried. But killing civilians? Children? Marcus shook his head. I've seen what your people did to Colony 7. I've also seen what my people did to your cities. Everyone's got blood on their hands now. Everyone's lost someone. Silence stretched between them. Did you lose someone? Valara asked quietly. My brother. He was on Colony 7. He was 12. Marcus's voice was flat, empty. Did you? Valara looked away. My younger brother. The bombardment of the Southern Palace. He was 10. More silence. Different this time. Marcus said. Why? You did not kill him. No, but people wearing my uniform did, so I'm sorry. Valara stared at him like he was speaking a language she did not understand. Moved away from the window and sat on the floor against the wall. I will not try to escape tonight, she said. Okay? But I do not trust you, human. That's fair. I'm Marcus, by the way. Marcus-Chun. I know who you are. The Breaker of Gates. Marcus winced. They had given him that name after his squad blew through the palace defenses. He hated it. Just Marcus is fine. Valara pulled her knees to her chest. Just Marcus. What happens now? I don't know, he admitted. I really don't know. Outside, the city burned itself out. Inside, a soldier and a princess sat in silence. Both prisoners of a war neither wanted, bound together by a treaty, neither understood. The future was uncertain. But for tonight, they had an understanding. Small and fragile, but real. It was a start. Part 2. Walls breaking down 2 weeks later. Marcus received his new assignment. He was being sent to Outpost Kepler 7, a remote station on the border between human and Zerati space. It was a peacekeeping position, monitoring the ceasefire. And according to the orders, Princess Valara had to go with him. This is ridiculous, Marcus muttered, reading the orders for the third time. Valara sat across from him, arms crossed. Over the past 2 weeks, they had settled into an uncomfortable routine. She did not try to escape again. He did not try to control her. They barely spoke, circling each other like wary animals. Where is this outpost? She asked. Middle of nowhere. 3 months rotation. Just me and you. Her eyes widened. Just us? No other soldiers? It's a small station. One person can run it. Marcus looked at her. I know this isn't ideal. Nothing about this situation is ideal, Marcus-Chen. The transport ship dropped them at Kepler 7, 3 days later. The outpost was small, built into an asteroid. It had basic living quarters, a command center, and not much else. The walls were gray metal. Everything smelled like recycled air. Home sweet home, Marcus said without enthusiasm. They fell into a routine. Marcus checked the monitoring systems, sent reports, and maintained the equipment. Valara kept to herself, spending hours in her assigned quarters. They ate meals in silence. Days blurred together. Marcus's nightmares started in the second week. He had them every night since the war ended, but he had hidden them before. Now, in the small outpost with thin walls, there was nowhere to hide. He dreamed of the palace gates exploding, of Zerati soldiers burning, of his brother's last message from Colony 7 cutting off mid-sentence. He woke up screaming, covered in sweat, reaching for a weapon that was not there. On the fourth night, his door slid open. Valara stood there in sleep clothes, her crystalline skin glowing faintly in the dark corridor. You scream every night, she said. Sorry, I'll try to be quieter. Marcus's voice shook. She stepped into his room without asking permission. You are having trauma visions, war memories, nightmares. We call them nightmares. My people have them too. Valara sat on the edge of his bed, studying him. After battles, warriors must undergo cleansing rituals to separate the war self from the true self. Marcus wiped sweat from his face. Humans don't have anything like that. They just give us pills that don't work and tell us to deal with it. That is foolish. Yeah, well, we're pretty good at being foolish. Valara was quiet for a moment, and she said, "Tell me about your brother." Marcus looked at her, surprised. "Why? Because when you scream, you call his name Daniel." Something in Marcus's chest broke open. He had not talked about Danny with anyone. Not the counselors, not his squad, nobody. But here in the dark, with this alien princess who was supposed to be his enemy, the words came out. He was 12. Smart kid. Really smart. Wanted to be a scientist. He sent me a message the day Colony 7 was attacked. Said he was excited because they were going to dissect an alien plant in school. Marcus's voice cracked. The message cut off. I heard explosions. Then nothing. "I am sorry," Valara said softly. "Your turn." "Tell me about your brother." Valara looked away. "Therian, he was 10. He loved flying. Father gave him a small ship for his birthday. Therian would fly circles around the palace, doing tricks, making the guards nervous." She smiled sadly. "He was in the southern palace when your bombers came. They said the building collapsed instantly. He did not suffer." "They always say that," Marcus whispered. Whether it's true or not, as they sat in silence, different than before. This silence understood loss. "My people started the war," Valara said suddenly. "I know that now. I read the reports in your database. Father attacked first. He lied to us. My people should have tried harder to negotiate. We could have prevented it." Marcus looked at his hands. Everyone failed. Now everyone's brothers are dead. "Yes." Valara stood to leave, then paused at the door. "There is a Zarati technique. For calming the mind. It might help with your nightmares. I'll try anything." Over the following days, Valara taught Marcus the meditation technique. It involved breathing patterns and mental visualization. It was strange at first, but slowly, Marcus's nightmares became less intense. In return, he taught her about human culture. She was fascinated by music. Marcus played her old songs from Earth on his tablet. She loved classical music, but hated rock. She thought jazz was confusing. "It has no pattern," she complained. "How do humans enjoy this?" "That's the point. It's improvised. That makes no sense." Marcus laughed. It was the first time he had laughed in months. Valara looked startled, then smiled slightly. "You should laugh more," she said. "It makes you look less like a warrior."
Ow.
"You should smile more. It makes you look less like you want to kill me. I only want to kill you some of the time now." Progress. They started sharing meals together. Marcus introduced Valara to human food. She hated coffee but loved chocolate. She found cheese disgusting but enjoyed pasta. Her reactions were hilarious, her face showing every emotion clearly. "Your people eat the strangest things," she said. "Picking at spaghetti," says the person whose people eat live insects. "They are nutritious. They're gross." Valara threw a noodle at him. Marcus threw one back. Suddenly they were both laughing, having a food fight like children. When they stopped, breathing hard, Marcus realized something had changed. He no longer saw an enemy when he looked at her. He saw Valara, person, someone who had lost as much as he had. "Can I ask you something?" Marcus said. "Yes? Do you still hate me?" Valara thought about it seriously. "I do not think I ever hated you, Marcus Chin. I hated the situation. I hated being claimed like property. I hated losing my home." She met his eyes. "But you." "No, you showed me kindness when you did not have to. You gave me freedom when I was your prisoner. You are strange for a conqueror." "I'm not a conqueror. I'm just a guy who got drafted and survived. It makes you rarer than you know." One night, 3 weeks into their assignment, they sat in the observation deck watching stars. The view was beautiful, countless lights against infinite darkness. "Do you think we can go home after this?" Marcus asked. "I have no home anymore," Valara said quietly. "My father is imprisoned. My people see me as a traitor for not fighting to the death. The palace is destroyed. I'm sorry, are you? Your people won." Marcus shook his head. Nobody won this war. We all just lost different amounts. Valara looked at him, her purple eyes reflecting starlight. You are very wise for a mechanic who fixes cars. You're very easy to talk to for a princess who wanted to kill me. I told you, only some of the time. They smiled at each other. And for the first time since Marcus had met her, Valara moved closer instead of away. She sat next to him, their shoulders almost touching. Thank you, she said. For what? For treating me like a person? For sharing your pain? For making this prison feel less like a cage? Marcus looked at her, really looked at her. Not as a prize or a prisoner or an enemy. Just as Valar. You're welcome, he said. Outside the observation window, stars wheeled slowly through space. Inside, two people from different worlds sat together in comfortable silence. The walls between them were breaking down. Neither knew what would happen next. But for now, this was enough. This was more than enough. Part 3. The claiming reversed the alarm screamed through Outpost. Kepler 7 at 0300 hours. Marcus rolled out of bed, grabbed his rifle, and rushed to the command center. Valara was already there, wearing the spare armor he had given her. 3 ships approaching, she said, pointing at the scanner. Zarati design. Small attack vessels. This is Outpost Kepler 7, Marcus broadcast on all frequencies. This is neutral peacekeeping territory. Identify yourselves. Static crackled. Then a voice answered in Zarati language. Valara's face went pale. What did they say? Marcus asked. They are the Crystal Blade Resistance. They say they have come to rescue me from human captivity. Tell them you do not need rescuing. Valara activated the com. She spoke rapidly in her own language, her voice firm. The response came back angry and sharp. They do not believe me, she said. They think you have brainwashed me. They are demanding I be released immediately, or they will attack. Marcus checked the defense systems. The outpost had shields and automated weapons, but 3 attack ships could overwhelm them if they coordinated properly. Get to the safe room, Marcus ordered. No. Valara, this is not the time to argue. Those are your people. They are here to save you. She turned to face him fully, her eyes blazing with purple light. They are not here to save me. They are here to use me as a symbol for their war, and I will not let them hurt you. What? Before Marcus could respond, the ships opened fire. The shields flared as energy weapons hammered them. Marcus returned fire with the outpost's defense cannons. 1 ship peeled away, damaged. They are requesting I come outside, Valara said, listening to the com. They promise they will not harm the outpost further if I surrender myself. Absolutely not. Marcus, they will destroy the station with you in it. Then we fight together. Alara stared at him. Something shifted in her expression. Together. You think I am letting you walk out there alone? Not happening. The 2 remaining ships changed tactics, trying to flank the outpost. Marcus and Valara worked side by side, him on weapons, her on shields and sensors. They moved like they had trained together for years, anticipating each other's actions. Ship 2 is charging weapons, Valara called out. Targeting now. Marcus fired, his shot clipping the ship's engine. It spun away, trailing smoke. The last ship pulled back, out of weapons range. The cum crackled again. This time, the voice spoke in English. We know you can hear us, human. Release Princess Valara, or we will call for reinforcements. Valara grabbed the cum before Marcus could respond. She spoke in English, clear and loud. I am Princess Valara, daughter of Emperor Thazek. I speak freely, and of my own will. I will not be going with you. Silence. Then, Your Highness, you are a prisoner. We have come to liberate you. I am not a prisoner. Valara's voice rang with royal authority. The human, Marcus Chen, showed me more honor as his claimed prize than my own people showed me as their princess. Marcus blinked in surprise. Valara was not done. My father started this war with lies. He attacked human civilians. He sacrificed our cities and our children for his pride. And when we lost, he gave me away like property to save his own life. Her voice shook with anger. Marcus Chen removed my chains when he could have kept them on. He treated me with dignity when he could have treated me like a slave. He shared his pain with me when he could have stayed silent. He protected me when he could have abandoned me. Your Highness, you are not thinking clearly. I am thinking clearly for the first time. Valara interrupted. You do not want to rescue me. You want to use me to restart the war? You want more death, more destruction, more broken families? I will not be your symbol. The resistance ships hung in space, uncertain. Valara took a deep breath. When she spoke again, her voice was formal, ceremonial. I, Valara, of House Thazak, invoke the ancient right of Keth Volume. I claim Marcus Chen as my chosen bond partner. He is mine by my own will, as I am his. Any who harm him, harm me. Any who separate us, declare war on my house. Marcus's jaw dropped. What are you doing? Saving both our lives, she whispered. Then louder to the ships. The ritual of Kethavalium is sacred and unbreakable. You know this. To interfere is to violate the oldest laws of our people. The Cum was silent for a long minute. Then the voice came back, uncertain now. Your Highness, you claim the human? Truly, I claim him. He is mine as I am his. By choice, not by conquest. This is ... unprecedented. These are unprecedented times. Another long silence. Finally, we will report this to the Resistance Council. They will decide what this means. The ships powered up their engines. You have not heard the last of this princess. The three vessels jumped away, leaving the outpost in silence. Marcus slowly lowered his rifle. What just happened? Valara turned to him, her face flushed with adrenaline and something else. Kethfolium is an ancient Zarati tradition. When a warrior claims another as bond partner, it creates a sacred connection. No one can separate them without committing a grave offense. So you claimed me? Yes. Why? Valara stepped closer. Because they would have taken me. And they would have killed you for holding me prisoner. This was the only way to protect us both. Marcus studied her face. Is that the only reason? She looked away. Her crystalline skin flickering with colors he had learned meant embarrassment. I meant what I said. You freed me while calling me your prize. You showed me kindness I did not expect. You shared your nightmares and helped quiet mine. You made me laugh in this dark place, Valara... When I was brought to you in chains, I thought my life was over. I thought I would be hurt, humiliated, broken. She met his eyes. Instead, you gave me back myself. You saw me as a person when everyone else saw me as a prize or a symbol. Marcus's heart pounded. But claiming me, that is a big decision. You did not ask, I know. And if you wish to refuse, there are ways to break the claim. I will not force you into something you do not want. Valara's voice became quiet. But I meant what I said, Marcus Chen. I choose you. Not because of treaties or wars or politics. I choose you because you are good and kind, and you make me feel safe. Marcus thought about the past weeks. About sitting together under the stars, about food fights and music lessons, about shared grief and quiet understanding, about how he had started looking forward to seeing her each morning, how her smile made the gray walls seem less cold. I don't want to break the claim, he said. Valara's eyes widened. Truly, you claimed me as your bond partner, so I claim you right back. Not as a prize. As an equal, as someone I choose, because ... Marcus struggled with the words. Because you make me feel human again. Because when I'm with you, the war feels further away. Because you are strong and brave, and you make me want to be better. Tears gathered in Valara's purple eyes, glowing like small stars. You choose me, I choose you. She moved forward and hugged him, her arms strong around him. Marcus held her back, feeling her shake with emotion. They stood like that for a long time in the middle of the command center, surrounded by blinking screens and warning lights. When they finally pulled apart, Valara was smiling. Really smiling, bright and genuine. What happens now? Marcus asked. Now? Both our people will be very confused. The resistance will report to the Zerati Council. Your military will hear about this. There will be questions and problems and complications. That sounds terrible. Yes. Valara took his hand. But we will face it together, as equals. As partners, Marcus agreed. Outside, space was dark and cold. Inside the outpost, two people from different worlds held hands and faced an uncertain future. But they faced it together, and that made all the difference. Part 4. Two worlds colliding. The summons came 1 week after the incident with the resistance ships. Marcus was ordered to return to Earth immediately for a formal hearing. Valara, as his claimed bond partner, would accompany him. This is bad, Marcus said, reading the orders. Really bad. Valara sat calmly, meditating in the way she had taught him. They will ask questions. We will answer truthfully. They are going to think I betrayed humanity, that I have been compromised. Have you? Marcus looked at her. No, but they will not see it that way. The journey to Earth took 5 days. During that time, Marcus taught Valara more about human culture. She needed to understand his world if she was going to survive what was coming. He showed her movies. She loved stories about families, but did not understand horror films at all. Why would humans create entertainment that frightens them? She asked, watching a zombie movie with confusion. Some people like being scared in a safe way. Humans are very strange. He taught her about sarcasm, which she was terrible at understanding. When he said, "Oh great, more paperwork," in a sarcastic tone, she congratulated him on receiving more documents. He laughed so hard he cried. She taught him more about Zerati culture, about their art, their philosophy, their view of the universe. Zerati people believed that all beings were connected through energy threads, that harming another was harming yourself. Then why did your people go to war? Marcus asked. Because fear breaks the threads, Valara said sadly. Fear makes us forget our connections. Father was afraid humans would destroy us, so he struck first. His fear created the very thing he feared most. That is deep. Zerati philosophy is very old. Humans are young. You will learn. Are you calling my species children? Energetic teenagers? Perhaps. Marcus threw a pillow at her. She threw it back. Some things transcended culture. When they arrived at Earth, Marcus saw his home planet with new eyes. Valara pressed against the viewport, staring at the blue and green world with wonder. It is beautiful, she whispered. So much water. We have a lot of that. Your planet was more crystalline, right? Yes, beautiful in a different way. I miss it. Her voice was sad. Though it is not the same anymore. The war destroyed so much. Marcus took her hand. Maybe someday we can help rebuild it, maybe. They were taken directly to military headquarters. The building was massive, full of soldiers and officials. Everyone stared at Valara. Some looks were curious. Some were hostile. Marcus stayed close to her, protective. The hearing was held in a large room with dozens of officers present. General Hawkins sat at the center, flanked by other high-ranking officials. They did not look friendly. Sergeant Marcus Chen, Hawkins began, you stand accused of fraternizing with enemy combatants, compromising your position, and potentially committing treason against humanity. How do you plead? Not guilty, sir? You claimed in official reports that Princess Valara claimed you as a bond partner through some alien ritual. Is this correct? Yes, sir. And you accepted this claim? Yes, sir. Murmurs ran through the room. Hawkins leaned forward. Sergeant, do you understand how this looks? You were given custody of a high-value prisoner. Instead of maintaining professional distance, you formed a personal relationship with her. Some would call this a dereliction of duty. Marcus felt Valara tense beside him. He spoke carefully. Sir, with respect, I was not given custody of a prisoner. I was given a person as a war prize, which I found morally wrong from the start. I treated her with basic human dignity. That is not fraternization. That is being a decent person. You taught her classified information. You allowed her access to military systems. She was with me at a remote outpost. She already had access to everything, and she used that access to help defend the station against Zerati resistance fighters. She fought alongside me, sir, against her own people. An officer Marcus did not recognize spoke up. Or she could be a spy. This could all be an elaborate deception. Before Marcus could respond, Valara stood. Her voice rang out clear and strong. May I speak? Hawkins looked surprised. This is highly irregular. So is claiming an alien princess as a war prize. Yet here we are. Valara's sarcasm was perfect. Marcus had taught her well. Despite himself, Hawkins smiled slightly. Very well. Speak, Your Highness. Valara moved to the center of the room, commanding attention. She was every bit the princess now, radiating authority. You think I am a spy? You think I have corrupted your soldier? Let me tell you what truly happened. She looked around the room, meeting eyes. When I was brought to Marcus Chen in chains, I expected cruelty. I expected to be treated as property. Every story my father told us said humans were barbaric, violent, without honor. Marcus removed my chains. He gave me privacy, food, respect. I thought it was a trick. I tried to escape. He did not punish me. He talked to me. He explained his truth. Officers shifted uncomfortably. Valara continued. Your soldier told me about his brother who died on Colony 7, a child killed in the first attack. I told him about my brother, killed in your bombardment, also a child. We shared our grief. We found common ground in our pain. I learned that my father had lied, that we started the war, that the stories I believed were false. Marcus showed me reports, evidence, truth. He did not have to. He could have kept me ignorant, but he respected me enough to show me reality even when it was painful. The room was silent. Everyone listened. At Outpost Kepler 7, Zarati resistance fighters came to rescue me. They did not care about my safety. They wanted to use me to restart the war. More death. More suffering. More children like Daniel and Therian dying for nothing. Valara's voice grew stronger. Marcus could have let them take me. It would have solved all his problems. But he stood between me and them. He chose to protect me, even when it meant fighting my own people. That is not betrayal. That is courage. I claimed him through Kethvalium not to spy or to manipulate. I claimed him because he showed me that enemies can become friends, that walls can become bridges, that peace is not weakness, but strength. She turned to face Marcus, her eyes glowing. He taught me more about peace in 3 months than I learned in a lifetime of royal training. She turned back to the officers. You want to know if he has been compromised? Yes, he has been compromised by compassion, by kindness, by the radical idea that maybe we do not have to hate each other forever. And I have been compromised too. Compromised by hope, by the possibility that two people from different worlds can choose understanding over violence, that we can build something new from the ashes of what we destroyed. Valara looked directly at General Hawkins. If that is treason, then I am guilty too. Punish us both, or punish neither. We stand together. She sat down. The room was absolutely silent. Finally, Hawkins spoke. That was quite a speech, Your Highness. It was the truth. Hawkins looked at Marcus. Sergeant, is this how you feel as well? Yes, sir. Every word. The general leaned back, thinking. This situation is unprecedented. Against all protocols, highly unusual. He paused. But the war is over. We are supposed to be building peace, not maintaining hatred. And if a sergeant and a princess can find common ground, maybe there is hope for the rest of us. Ah! Marcus's heart jumped. Sir, the charges are dismissed. You are free to go, Hawkins stood. But know this, both of you. The galaxy will be watching. You have made yourselves symbols whether you want to be or not. Live up to it. They left the hearing room together. Outside, news crews waited. Somehow word had spread. Cameras flashed. Questions shouted from all directions. Princess Valara, is it true you love a human? Sergeant Chen, how does it feel to be bonded to an alien? Is this a political stunt? Marcus froze, overwhelmed. Valara took his hand and faced the cameras. We are two people who found each other in the aftermath of war. We choose peace. We choose understanding. We choose each other, she smiled. Everything else is irrelevant. The story went viral across both civilizations within hours. Some called them heroes. Some called them traitors. Everyone had an opinion. But Marcus and Valara did not care. They had each other. They had the truth. And that was enough. Part 5. Claimed by choice 3 months after the hearing. Marcus and Valara lived in a small apartment in Geneva, Switzerland. The city was neutral ground, chosen as the location for ongoing peace negotiations between humans and Zerati. They attended meetings as unofficial advisors, sharing their unique perspective. Life was strange, but good. They learned to navigate a world that did not quite know what to make of them. Humans stared at Valara's crystalline skin. Zerati diplomats whispered about her choice. But slowly, people began to accept them. They made a home together. Marcus cooked human food. Valara prepared Zerati dishes. They compromised on furniture, mixing both styles. Their apartment was a blend of two worlds, just like them. But not everyone was happy about their relationship. Extremists on both sides saw them as traitors. Human supremacist groups called Marcus a race traitor. Zerati purists called Valara the betrayer princess. Death threats arrived weekly. Security increased around their building. "You should be more careful," Marcus said one evening, reading another threatening message. "These people are serious." "Fear speaks loudly," Valara replied, practicing her meditation. "But we cannot let fear rule us." That is how the war started. Fear also keeps people alive. Living in fear is not living. Could not argue with that logic. The real trouble came on a Tuesday. They were walking home from a peace negotiation session. The talks had gone well. Human and Zerati diplomats were actually making progress on trade agreements. Small steps, but steps forward. Marcus noticed the car too late. It accelerated toward them, tires squealing. He pushed Valara aside and tried to dive clear, but the car clipped him. Pain exploded through his body as he flew through the air and crashed onto the pavement. Marcus. Valara's scream sounded far away. Gunfire erupted. Marcus could not move, could not think through the pain. He heard shouting in both English and Zerati. Valara was fighting someone her combat training from years ago coming back. Security forces arrived. The attackers fled, but the damage was done. Marcus lay on the ground, feeling something wet and warm spreading across his chest. Blood. His blood. Valara's face appeared above him, tears streaming down her crystalline cheeks. "No, no, no. Marcus, stay with me. Help is coming, are you? ... Okay." He managed to whisper. "I am fine. You pushed me away. You saved me." She pressed her hands against his chest, trying to stop the bleeding. "You should not have done that." "Yes, I should." Marcus coughed, tasting copper. "Worth it. You are an idiot. You're an idiot." Medical teams arrived. They loaded Marcus into an ambulance. Valara refused to leave his side, climbing in despite protests. As they rushed to the hospital, Marcus's vision blurred. The edges went dark. "Valara," he whispered, "I am here. If I do not make it, you will make it. Listen, if I do not. Thank you for showing me there is more to life than war. Marcus Chen, you will not die." Her voice broke. "I forbid it. You are mine. I claimed you. You do not have permission to leave." Marcus tried to smile, but darkness pulled him under. He woke 3 days later in a hospital bed. Every part of his body hurt. Machines beeped around him. Sunlight streamed through a window, and Valara sat beside him, holding his hand, her eyes closed in meditation. She looked exhausted, her usually glowing skin dim with fatigue. "Valara." His voice was rough, her eyes snapped open. "Marcus." She grabbed his hand with both of hers. "You are awake. Finally awake. How long?" 3 days. "You were badly hurt. Internal bleeding, broken ribs, collapsed lung." Tears gathered in her eyes again. "They said you might not wake up. Takes more than that. To get rid of me? This is not funny. Little bit funny. Velara made a sound between a laugh and a sob. You almost died protecting me. Worth it, Marcus repeated. No, it is not worth it. Velara stood abruptly, pacing the room. I cannot lose you. Cannot. You are. She struggled with words. You are my home now. My family. My everything. Without you, I am alone in this universe. You would survive. Do not want to just survive. She turned to face him, her purple eyes blazing. I want to live. With you. Building something new. Not alone. Never alone again. Marcus tried to sit up and immediately regretted it. Pain shot through his chest. Easy there, hero, a doctor said, entering the room. You need to rest. No sudden movements. How bad is it? Marcus asked. The doctor's expression was serious. Bad, you lost a lot of blood. The damage was extensive. You are lucky to be alive. When can he leave? Velara asked. Weeks, maybe months of recovery. The doctor checked monitors. He will need constant care, physical therapy, monitoring. After the doctor left, Velara returned to Marcus's bedside. She looked determined about something. What are you thinking? Marcus asked nervously. There is a way to heal you faster. A Zarati way. Okay, but it comes with consequences. Velara took a deep breath. There is an ancient ritual, a true bonding deeper than Keth volume. It links to beings at the life force level. They share one lifespan, feel each other's emotions, heal together. Marcus's heart rate monitor beeped faster. That sounds intense. It is permanent, irreversible. If done, we would be bonded until death. My life would become yours. Your life would become mine. One shared existence, and it would heal me. Yes, my life force would help repair your body. But Marcus, you must understand what this means. We would be together forever. You would feel my emotions. I would feel yours. No privacy. No separation. It is the most intimate connection two beings can share. Marcus looked at her. Really looked at her. This woman who had been brought to him in chains, this princess who taught him meditation, this person who made him laugh when he thought he would never laugh again, this partner who stood beside him against the galaxy. Do it, he said. Think about this. I have thought about it. Every day for months, I choose you, Velara. Not just as a bond partner. Not just as a friend. I choose you for everything. For always. Tears spilled down her face. You do not know what you are saying. Yes, I do. I love you. The words felt right. True. I love you, and I want whatever time we have to be together. If that means sharing one life, then let us share it. Velara broke down crying, beautiful and messy. I love you too, so much. Too much. No such thing as too much. You will feel my emotions. All of them. Even the bad ones. Good. Then you will feel mine too. We will carry each other's burdens. Together. Velara wiped her eyes. Are you certain? Once this is done, it cannot be undone. I am certain. I was claimed as a prize. You claimed me as a partner. Now we claim each other as one. Let us do this. That night, in the quiet hospital room, Velara performed the ancient ritual. She sang in her own language, words that sounded like music. She placed her hands over Marcus's heart. Her skin began to glow, brighter and brighter, till the whole room was filled with purple light. Marcus felt something shift inside him. Warmth spread through his chest, through his veins, through every cell. And then, suddenly, he felt her. Really felt her. Her fear, her love, her hope, her determination. It flowed into him like water, filling empty spaces he did not know existed. And she felt him too. He could sense it. His pain became hers. His love became hers. They were no longer two separate beings having a conversation. They were two parts of one whole, finally complete. The light faded. Velara collapsed forward, exhausted. Marcus caught her with arms that suddenly did not hurt as much. Are you okay? He asked. I am perfect. You. Marcus checked himself. The pain was less. His breathing was easier. I feel ... better. Much better. The healing will take time. Days instead of months. But it will work. Valara smiled against his chest. And now I know exactly how you feel. Your heart is very loud. Your emotions are very strong. Yes. You knew that before bonding me. No regrets. None. They stayed like that for a long time. Feeling each other's presence, adjusting to the new connection. It was strange and overwhelming and perfect. Recovery went faster than the doctors could explain. Marcus healed with impossible speed. Within 2 weeks, he was walking. Within 4 weeks, he was released from the hospital. They returned to peace negotiations together, more united than ever. Their connection was obvious to everyone who saw them. They moved in sync, finished each other's sentences, communicated with looks alone. Their story spread across the galaxy. The soldier and the princess who bonded their lives together. Some called it romantic. Some called it foolish. But everyone recognized what it represented. A future where humans and Zerati were not separate species fighting for survival, but people choosing to build bridges instead of walls. 6 months after the bonding, Marcus and Valara stood before the assembled peace conference. Representatives from both civilizations watched as they prepared to speak. Valara took Marcus's hand. He squeezed back, feeling her nervous excitement through their bond. We were enemies, Marcus began. Separated by war, by fear, by misunderstanding.
Ow.
We became friends, Valara continued. Through shared pain and slow understanding, we became partners. By choice, by will, by love, and now we are one. 2 lives, 1 path. 1 future. They spoke together, their voices harmonizing. This is what we offer. Not as a political symbol, not as propaganda, but as proof. Proof that enemies can become family. Proof that different does not mean incompatible. Proof that peace is not just possible, but worth fighting for. We stand before you, bonded in life and spirit, Marcus said. We feel each other's emotions. We share each other's burdens. We live as one. This is the future we want to build, Valara added. Not just for us, but for everyone. A future where difference is celebrated, not feared. Where bridges are built instead of walls. Where children from both our worlds can grow up as friends, not enemies. The assembly was silent. Then, slowly, one representative stood and applauded. Then another. Then another. Soon, the entire room was standing. Humans and Zerati together. Applauding not just Marcus and Valara, but the future they represented. That night, they stood on their apartment balcony looking at the stars. Geneva sparkled below them, a city of lights and possibilities. We did it, Marcus said, pulling Valara close. We did, she agreed, resting her head on his shoulder. Though there is still much work to do. There always will be. But now we face it together, forever together. Marcus felt her contentment through their bond. He sent back his own happiness, his love, his commitment. No words were needed. They understood each other completely. I was claimed as a war prize, he said softly. I never expected to find home in the person I was supposed to possess. I was given away like property, Valara replied. I never expected to find freedom in the one who claimed me. We claimed each other, by choice. Always by choice. They stood together under the stars. 2 people from different worlds, who had found each other in the aftermath of war. They had been enemies, became friends, transformed into partners, and finally bonded into one shared existence. The galaxy would keep turning. New challenges would arise. Peace would be difficult, complicated, sometimes painful, but they would face it all together, feeling each other's strength, sharing each other's burdens, building a future where love mattered more than war. Marcus and Valara, human and Zerati. 2 souls, 1 life. 1 choice, made over and over again, every single day. The choice to love. The choice to hope. The choice to be better than the war that brought them together, and that choice changed everything.